What's up? What's happening? What is popping? What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another great edition of Symone with the Spizzers. I'm Symone, bringing you guys daily sports talk. So if you're new here, if you're old here, and you haven't already subscribed to my channel, stop what you're doing, leave a comment, subscribe, keep rocking with me. Also, make sure you check out the mini links down below. The first one is to buy me a coffee to help fuel this channel. The second link is to shop the official Symone with the Spizzers, a merch collection. Get you the classy tee, the wavy tee, or the flower dye crew neck that I'm rocking today. I don't know if you guys can see it the way the camera's set up, but yeah. So this crew neck comes in black, white, and green. You guys usually see me in the white edition, but this is the night version of the crew neck. So make sure you guys check that out. But guys, if you do not do anything else, turn your notification bells on, because you already know the videos are coming like boom, 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 boom. And you don't want to miss a single video or a single live stream. So make sure you guys make sure you guys do have your notification bells on. But y'all, you already know what time it is. We are going to break down this matchup. Jaguars versus the Eagles. Jags 2-1. Eagles 3-0. Two teams that have made a lot of changes, a lot of moves in the offseason. Two teams that flew under the radar for other folks. Like, people who follow the Eagles, we know we were not we flew under the radar because y'all chose not to pay no attention to what we had going on. And I feel like probably for the Jags fan base, they feel like the same, like all off season, mainly like everybody was talking about like the Dolphins. Obviously that was a big addition. Everybody was talking about DEVONTA Adams going to the Raiders. They're 0-3. Everybody was talking about Russell going to Denver. Like I said, he ain't been cooking shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, nobody wanted to pay attention to the Eagles. Nobody wanted to pay attention to the Jags, but it's fine. So you guys know Doug Pederson, Dougie P. Oh my gosh. Doug Pederson, I never really thought, and I feel bad for teams. I feel bad for fan bases who don't have a connection with their coaches. Some of these fan bases, their coach is just a coach. They don't have a affinity, I think that's the right word. They don't have a connection with their coach, you know what I'm saying? But that's something that we don't, that's a luxury that we have in Philly. I feel like as fans, we really have a relationship with our coaches. We really value our coaches, their personalities and everything. And when Andy Reid left, y'all, I really thought I would never have the same feelings for a coach like I did for Andy Reid. But this man, Doug Pederson, came to town, and y'all, I love Dougie P. I mean, he brought us our first Super Bowl winning coach. I just loved his attitude, his demeanor, everything about him just screamed leader. And not only that, Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? I love Doug Pederson, y'all, and I love Nick Sirianni. I guess, I don't know, we just have a good thing going in Philly when it comes to coaches, but it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot, y'all, seeing Doug Pederson not in the Eagles attire. It's going to be a lot seeing him on the other side of the field. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. We love Nick Sirianni. We love him down. But everybody's, their own person. And Doug brought something very, very special and very, very tangible, shiny, to Philly. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot. Doug Pederson coming back, and y'all, I saw Doug Pederson, it was on some interview, and they asked him they asked Doug Pederson what he expects from the Philly fans basically when he comes to Philly, and Doug said, y'all, this kind of really broke my little Philly heart a little bit. Doug said that he didn't know what to expect. Really, Doug? Really, Doug? Really? You already know what to expect. There's no doubt in my mind that Doug Pederson doesn't get a standing ovation when he comes to Philly. So for Doug to really question us as fans and really believe that there's a chance where we might boo him, why would we ever boo Doug Pederson? He should know that we love him down. So I'm excited for him to come to Philly and receive that standing ovation, because the fact that he's not sure what kind of response he's going to get really breaks my heart, because I feel like we show him love. I defended Doug down. When Doug got fired or released or mutually agreed to depart, I defended Doug down, okay? So Doug, you already know you're getting a standing ovation, Doug. Don't even try it. But y'all, let's get into this game. And usually I I have like, usually you guys know I have like about 5 keys to the game or 4 keys to each game. This game is going to come down to one thing. Like, this game is coming down to one thing. Maybe 1A and 1B. But it's really coming down to one thing. Now, we will get into like other things to look out for, but there's only one way the Eagles can beat the Jags. There's only one way. I'll give you a little time and a little second to guess what that one way is. There's only one way, and the one way, y'all, let's see them answers. What's up, you guys? It's me here interrupting me to let you know that I am partnering with Prize Picks this NFL season to bring you guys a 100% deposit match if you use my code SymoneWithTheSports. Prize Picks is a daily fantasy app where you can make picks and make money. So use my code SymoneWithTheSports and they will match your deposit 100%, minimum $10, up to $100. But y'all, help me out with my picks. Who should I pick the more or less on? Download the app. Let me know because I'm trying to make some money. Help your girl out. But now back to the video. Stopping the run. Period. Like, when we talk about these other teams, we've done 3 other breakdowns. This is our 4th. It was, you know, putting pressure on the quarterback, the secondary needing to, you know, contain Justin Jefferson, lock down Justin Jefferson, boom, 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 boom. A lot of these weeks have really came, like, a lot of these breakdowns have really came to, like, the secondary stepping up, boom, 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 putting pressure on these quarterbacks. This week, it's just the run. If we do not stop the run, game over. Let me tell you something about the Jags. The Jags have been doing really, really, really well running the ball. Last week, James Robinson versus the Chargers, he had 100 yards rushing. Travis Etienne, Travis E.T., you know what I'm saying? He getting it done too. The Jags and Trevor Lawrence have been looking really good and really explosive on offense because of that run game. They run people down, and that's what has Trevor Lawrence looking so good. The play action. They can do everything because they have been running the ball down teams' throats. Now, if we can stop the run, then we're going to have to force, obviously, Trevor Lawrence to get more creative. We know Doug as a play caller. If we can stop the run, obviously, it's putting all the pressure on Trevor Lawrence. Now, we know that we have the edge rushers and we have those guys up front to put the pressure on the quarterback. That ain't no problem. But if they get the run game going and consistently keep that run game going, then I don't see any really hope for the Eagles, because defensively, this is 2 teams, 2 top 10 defenses. This is a matchup of 2 top 10 defenses. On offense, we are going to have to keep up offensively. So that's why it's so important for us to be able to stop the run, because like I said, Trevor Lawrence ain't going to be looking like he been looking if, you know, a team does step up and find a way to stop the run. Now, we know week 1, DeAndre Swift was tearing it up. He tore it up. 155 rushing yards, they tore it up on us. But y'all, over the past 2 weeks, our run defense has been great. We've given up less than 100 yards per game. Last game and the game before. So the game, we gave up less than 100. Yeah, we gave up 155 rushing yards to DeAndre Swift alone, week 1, and then like I said, the following 2 games, we gave up less than 100 rushing yards combined. So the Vikings, I was all shook about Dalvin Cook. That wasn't no problem. Against Washington, I wasn't really shook about Washington's run game, but we've been putting that to a halt. Also, Jordan Davis did get warmed up, like really, really warmed up last week against Washington. So he's coming into this game hot, a really, really good run defender for us. But like I said, it's just going to come down to that run defense. When we usually been talking about these other teams, we've been really, really, really focusing on like the secondary, because we've had, like I said, Carson Wentz in the game against the Lions, he was under pressure a lot, but he was still able to get the ball off and get the ball downfield, and that's what kept Washington in that game. Now, we had the better secondary. We were pressuring Carson Wentz, but he wasn't able to get the ball down the field because we had those guys downfield who were able to step up. Week 2 against the Vikings, again, that was a week when we were like, we need this secondary to be huge and be big, and they did against the Vikings and Justin Jefferson. But this week 4 is going to be the run defense. The run defense. If we let them run the ball how they've been running the ball, then I don't see, I mean, of course, it's matchups, things change, rearrange, you know what I'm saying? But that's been the key to the Jags. And if we can take their key away, how they get into the door? They gonna really have to kick and bust and find other ways to kick that door down, which is very hard. You know what I'm saying? So if we can take away their identity, then the game will be easy breezy for us. Easy breezy. Now, there are some other things to get into. On the flip side, the Jags is all about that run, baby. All about that run. On offense and also on defense. And now this is where I'm a little bit shook in my boots. Let's get into some numbers. Like I said, I have faith that our run defense is going to step up and do what they have to do. But we don't want them, like I said, for much obvious reasons why you don't want any team running you down. We don't want them running us down, because scoring, y'all, it might be a little problem week 4, and let me tell you guys why. So, like I said, 2 top 10 defenses coming into this game. The Jags are big on takeaways as well. Right now, they have 6 interceptions. When our defense is like that upfront pressure, we haven't really been big on takeaways, where so the Jags have. Now, they have 6 interceptions, but 3 of them came from Matt Ryan. Now, take that as you will, you know what I'm saying? So really, I mean, anybody gonna pick off Matt Ryan. So really, honestly, do they have 6 interceptions? Or do they have 3 if you really cancel out Matty Ice, who, ain't really, cooling down anybody's drink these days. But that run defense from the Jags, scary. So the Jags are number 1 defensively in rush yards allowed. They're only giving up an average of 55 rushing yards per game. They lead the league in run defense. So they're number 1 in rushing yards allowed at only 55, and coincidentally, they're number 1 in rushing touchdowns allowed, 0. They haven't given up a single rushing touchdown. Okay? They're number 4 in they're number 4 in yards per carry, only allowing 3 rushing yards per carry. So they're getting it done on the ground offensively, and then they're also stopping these other teams' run. They're all about the run, stopping it and tearing it up themselves. So what's that mean? Obviously, every team, is going to attempt to run the ball. Like, I'm not saying we go not completely don't try to run the ball. We're going to continue to run the ball. And again, take into consideration some of these teams that we're early on in the season. Take into consideration some of these teams that the Jags have played. Now, they did play Indianapolis Colts. They played the Washington Commanders, and they played the Chargers. Now, we have a really, 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 really good offensive line, and we have a really, 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 really good line when it comes to run protection. So, yeah, they've held those other teams to that, but they haven't played Philly, and they haven't played the Philly run game. Now, it's going to be a struggle. It's going to be a struggle to get Miles going. It's going to be a struggle to get all those guys going. And this is going to be a week where we are going to have to put the ball in the air. And that's hard. Just like I said about If we stop the Jags on the ground, then that's going to make Trevor Lawrence uncomfortable, right? But it's the same on the flip side. If the Jags slow us down, slow our running game down, that's going to make it harder for Jalen Hurts. So on the both sides of the ball, this can really be a game, Jalen Hurts versus Trevor Lawrence. Take your pick. Now, I'm taking my pick, not necessarily I'm taking Jalen Hurts over Trevor Lawrence, which I would do, you know what I'm saying? But I'm taking A.J. Brown, DeVonta Smith, and Dallas Goedert over the Jags receiving core. Now, if they do take the run away, which I think, I'm not going to say they're going to completely take the run away, but we know it will be a struggle to get yards on the ground week 4. But Jalen Hurts, the Jags have to game plan for A.J. Brown, DeVonta Smith, and then once they do that, we still have Dallas Goedert. Dallas Goedert, who after 2 weeks led tight ends in receiving yards per catch. He led tight ends of 17 yards per catch on average through 2 weeks. Now, last week, Dallas Goedert wasn't really getting going, but he even had a touchdown. So we have the receiving core to where if we do have to uncomfortably put the ball in the air more than we would like because the run game isn't going, we have those guys we can trust. Jalen Hurts trusts A.J. Brown just as equally as he trusts DeVonta Smith to make a play. He trusts Dallas Goedert the same. We really have that three-headed monster, that three-headed snake. So the run will be uncomfortable. The run will be a struggle. The run will be hard for the Birds running the ball. But I trust those playmakers. I trust those guys downfield to make plays. We have multiple Batmans on the team. Go ahead and put a cape on Dallas Goedert. So this is going to be a really, really good game. And this is the kind of game, you know, when you're going into a tough matchup, like, usually I'm scared. Like, going into a matchup like this, usually I'm scared, but because I hate seeing anybody beat my team. But since it's Doug Pederson, I'm like, obviously I want the Eagles to win, but win or lose, you know, at least it's Doug, you know. We're not losing to, like, Tom Brady or somebody like that. Like, you just want to roll your eyes. At least it's Doug. Now, I still, of course, have the Eagles because, like I said, I think this is a game where it's going to be coming down to who can put the ball in the air, who can make plays in the air. And like I said, we have the receiving core to do that. Take away the run, I'm taking our receiving core. I'm taking our Batmans. Now, some other things to get into on the flip side, the Jags have some really good playmakers as well. Their receiving core consists of Christian Kirk, who has been the main target of Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence's main target, but they also have Marvin Jones and Zay Jones. So they have some playmakers as well. Now, Christian Kirk is somebody who got a little bag from the Jags. Oh, I didn't even mean to make that rhyme. He got a little bag from the Jags this offseason, but the Eagles were interested in Christian Kirk, and he ended up signing with the Jags. Now, Christian Kirk is somebody who is a complete Weapon X. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Remember the way I was talking about Amon-Ra St. Brown? Like, the man is everywhere. That's the same with Christian Kirk. Now, he, most of his majority, like a vast majority of his snaps are in the slot, so we can see Avonte Maddox matching up with him primarily, and these are going to be some little things. Like I said, I feel like this is going to mainly come down to, can we stop the Jags run game? Can we stop the Jags run game? That's one of the biggest things it's going to come down to. And the second thing, too, is can Jalen Hurts, can A.J. Brown, can DeVonta Smith win us this game? Because the run game is going to be tough for us, and it's really going to come down to the arms and Jalen Hurts' arm and the playmakers downfield. Those are the two big things. But some little things to watch out for, Christian Kirk. Doug Pederson has him lining up everywhere. He draws up so many different plays to get Christian Kirk open and create so many different matchups, mismatches. So that's going to be a big piece to watch out for, is going to be Christian Kirk, because he has been Trevor Lawrence's favorite target so far. So that's one big thing to watch out for. Plus, like I said, when you take away the run, you know, quarterbacks have to rely obviously on their arms. So in the event that we do let's say the Jags eliminate our run game. Jalen Hurts is obviously going to be under pressure, and under pressure, I think the most he has been in a while. Y'all, this is probably going to be, this season at least, this is probably going to be the most under pressure that Jalen Hurts has been. Because like I said, that run defense is stout. And then they have, you know, some really, really good edge rushers in Trayvon Walker and Josh Allen. So Josh Allen, I believe, is coming to his second year. Trayvon Walker, obviously the #1 overall pick. He's hit the ground running, been doing really well. Josh Allen has been doing really well as well. I mean, really, really well. Stats-wise, Josh Allen, over 3 games, 2 tackles for losses, 2 sacks, 4 quarterback hits, 2 forced fumbles. So those are going to be guys that's going to be going after Jalen Hurts. And, I mean, Jalen Hurts is going to have to be poised under pressure. Offensive player of the month, we need to see that week 4, because if the run game isn't there, they are going to be pressuring that man, Jalen Hurts. Now, Lane Johnson and Jordan Mailata, those are like 2 guys I would trust, and we do trust so much. So that's definitely going to be a matchup to watch. Lane and Mailata against Trayvon Walker and Josh Allen. Now, Jordan Mailata and Lane Johnson have proven they can take on the best of the best edge rushers and be perfectly fine. So, again, that's an area where I'm taking our guys over their guys when it comes to protection on Jalen Hurts. So, like I said, at the end of the day, the biggest thing is going to come down to, can we stop the Jags' run game? Because that run, that being able to set that play action, that's what has Trevor Lawrence, that's what has this offense, that's what has Christian Kirk looking so good. They've been doing a phenomenal job running the ball. And if we cannot take that away, then it's going to be a long game. It's definitely going to be a long game. And then on the flip side, how well will we be able to get our own running game going up against one of the top, if not the top, basically the top running defenses in the NFL against the Jags run defense. Jalen Hurts is going to have to air it out. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have to be airing it out. And we know in these games, in the second half of these games, every game this season, we have gone stale offensively. We've gone stale against the Lions in the second half, the Vikings in the second half, and Washington in the second half. This offense can't get stagnant this week because this is a top defense. Points will be coming at a premium. This is a legit defense. That's why I'm saying, kind of disrespect to every other team. This is the toughest team that we're playing so far this season. This is the toughest defense that we're playing. So this is when everything is going to show. Is Miles Sanders really back? Is Jalen Hurts really that fire? Like, what this run defense really do? What Jordan Davis really do? You know what I'm saying? Everything's going to show. Jonathan Gannon. Not even Jonathan Gannon. Because, Jonathan Gannon has done a really good job so far through 2 weeks. Like, completely eliminating Justin Jefferson. Come on now. But everything else is really going to show. Like, this is going to be the game where people are going to be looking at later down the schedule, where people are going to be looking at, like, what the Jags do to do. Like, this is the game where people will be looking to find our weaknesses, find ways to exploit us. So, this game is going to tell a lot. It's going to show a lot. I'm ready. I'm excited. So that's week 4 for you guys. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you leave a comment, subscribe, keep rocking with me. Check out the links down below. Buy me a copy of this channel. Shout out the official SymoneWithTheSports merch collection. So I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.